I'll play the clip in just a moment. Kimberly Gargoyle and Greg Kuckfeld over at Fox News were talking trash about me earlier this year, saying that Jesse Waters should sue me for supposedly ripping off his man on the street bit, when in fact I was doing it first. Jesse Waters follows me on Twitter and has admitted that he is a fan of mine. Here's a clip from their roundtable show, The Five, where they were showing one of my videos and then talking about it, something that they've done a couple different times over the last few years. And just listen to this.
History was not my subject. I slept through that class.
Name two of the founding fathers of the United States.
Oh man, you had to start there, huh?
What year was the Declaration of Independence signed?
God. Come on, man.
Hold on, you don't give
Off
it
the
away.
top of my head, I don't know.
Yeah.
A tiny tip to those in that video this weekend, you may want to put down the suntan lotion and pick up a book instead.
I'm like, Jesse Waters should sue. He's got an impersonator.
Polo shirt,
even at the
too.
polo shirt.
Yeah.
Almost.
Pop.
I think these are jumping the shark. Just leave it, let Jesse do it.
But by the way, yeah, he's not as good as Jesse. That was very disappointing.
It was interesting. It was.
Then why aren't you showing Jesse Waters' videos on your dumb show instead of mine, Gargoyle? Kuckfeld called me a Jesse Waters impersonator. Thankfully, many of you who have my back bombarded the show on Twitter and Facebook, causing Kuckfeld to then issue an apology at the end of the show. Kind of a half-hearted apology. Listen to this.
Number two, people on Twitter are saying, wait, Mark Deese has been doing this, or Deese has been doing these Q&As for a while. So, hey, I just didn't know.
It hasn't been for just a while. It's been many, many years. And it's pronounced Dice, you douche. I've been doing these man on the street interviews for many, many years, inspired by my childhood hero, Jay Leno, and around 2013, I started making the Drudge Report fairly frequently, usually once a month, sometimes 2, even 3 times a month. And the Drudge Report, as many of you may know, is one of the most popular news websites on the web, particularly for those conservatives and in the news business. And then it appears that Jesse Waters started seeing me on the Drudge Report and then got an idea and started doing pretty much exactly the same thing. Not only just interviewing people and asking liberals basic questions, but interviewing babes at the beach, which is exactly what I've been doing for years. Jesse Waters actually used to be a somewhat serious journalist. He would go out and confront judges that would give total scumbag criminals very light sentences. He would go and confront college professors on camera that are doing despicable things to their students. And then all of a sudden, he just completely changed and now just does his version of Man on the Street Monday. And back in 2013, as soon as Jesse Waters launched Waters World segment on Bill O'Reilly's show, people started flooding my Facebook page with posts like this from May of 2013 saying, has the factor picked up on your style, imitation, and flattery? Here's someone else who posted one of the Waters World segments and said, wanna be Mark Dice style. Jesse Waters on the O'Reilly Factor is a Mark Dice ripoff. That was from June of 2013, right after he started doing this segment. This guy says they did a 1-hour show on Waters today, and it was a whole Mark Dice marathon on Fox News. When I did a Man on the Street Monday episode trolling Pokemon Go players, 2 days later, Jesse Waters did the same thing. Last year when I tweeted to him just to mess with them, I said, you know that you're secretly a fan of mine, but you'll never admit it, aren't you, Waters? And he responded, of course I am. Look, nobody has the corner on the market of asking Americans simple and basic questions, but for some Fox News hosts to say that I'm ripping him off and that I'm a Jesse Waters impersonator is not only not true, it's pretty much defamatory. I do believe that Jimmy Kimmel's Lie Witness News was inspired by my own personal take on Jay Leno's jaywalking, when instead of just sometimes asking people general questions, I'll tell them some obviously absurd news and get them to comment on that, showing that they have no idea about what's really going on in reality. And when I called out Jimmy Kimmel, Lies, for blatantly, what I believe, copying one of my segments, they put the video on private on YouTube. Probably because it was so similar to mine that they were upset that I was going to take legal action, which I wouldn't, because, as they say, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. And as the independent and alternative media continues to take a large viewership share from the mainstream media, it's quite flattering to see that big billion-dollar corporations like Fox News and Jimmy Kimmel over at ABC are basically trying to do what I've been doing in this YouTube channel for many years. I'm Mark Dice, thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here and check back every day for new reports, and I'll see you soon.